Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. You get fairy dust. I get fairy dust. Little Amelie, my doggy gets fairy dust, and our sweet, sweet fawn trauma response doe fawn gets fairy dust. Okay. So today is about the no test. And it's really not a test because giving a test to another adult is game playing. And so it's not a real test, but it is extremely revealing, the no test. Um, and you don't do it intentionally necessarily, but it is very interesting because you don't do the no test. The no test just gets revealed, and I'll explain that in a minute. But this is something that I actually teach a client when I'm being a therapist or a coach. And so it is this. This is the tool. Everything that you need to know about a person or know about your actual relationship happens after you say the word no. Everything that you need to know about a person, about your relationship, when you are a people pleaser, happens when you stop pleasing. And so saying no to somebody means that you're not under their control, which means that you have autonomy, which means you get to set a boundary, which means you get to have a person, you get to have a self, which is what is lost when we have CPTSD. And so it's a difficult pill to swallow when it happens, but when you say no to somebody and you see how they react, it's like it tells you everything. So, um, just a random example would be like when a woman is being catcalled, and so it's like, "Hey baby, hey baby, hey baby," and she ignores them, which is a no, or gives them a look, which is a no. Please stop doing that, whatever. It's hey baby, hey baby, hey baby, bitch. You were never there, baby. You were never that sweet ass or whatever they were saying. You were never that. You were always a bitch, and it was just a matter of time until that was revealed. And it was revealed sooner than later because of the no, that you did not participate. Um, and so, and you'll see like the note, another thing that happens with the no test is that when you say no and they try to negotiate it out of you, that's everything that you need to know about the health of the relationship. It is not healthy. If I say no, especially like where consent is concerned, it's like, no, 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 no. You will get in trouble. Like you will be punished for no. And again, that's not just in that moment. That tells you everything that you need to know, because a person who actually cares about you and a person who's actually interested in your greater good is actually excited when you say no, because they get to know that you are a whole person, that you're a healthy person to be in relationship with, that you're a safe person because you have your own set of boundaries. Like they may not like that, you're not going to take them to the airport, but it's like, no problem, I'll get an Uber. That's everything that you need to know about the relationship. It's pretty great if they're like, no problem. Oh no, actually, so sorry. I thought that something was going on. I didn't realize you didn't want to do that. So sorry, take 3 steps back. Like that's how you know that you're in the company, the company of a safe person. A similar thing happens when you decide to stop people pleasing. Look, this is really devastating and hard when you realize, oh shit, I'm the one who's been sustaining this relationship. I'm the one. And so, like, isn't it interesting? Like, if you're the one that's always calling and you decide to, not call because you're trying to, you know, have the relationship be more reciprocal and you feel it's unhealthy and you feel like you're crossing your own boundary when you're the only one that reaches out, then you don't get called back. That's fucking heartbreaking. That is really sad. So of course we're going to keep fawning. Of course we're going to keep people pleasing. Of course we're going to, because we don't want to face the truth of the relationship is that when we don't fawn, if we're not tap dancing and singing, doing our song and dance, or if we're not, like going the extra mile or whatever that is, we will get punished. You'll get punished. And what that punishment does, it is trying to get you to re-up. The results are twofold. Is one, it's a forced, like you gotta people please here. You gotta be the one. You've got to do it. I just read, my obsession with advice columns. There was one in the New York Times ethics column, and it was a grandmother who was upset that, or she was upset that the daughter wanted her to still babysit when the kid was sick, even though she's in her 70s, and that she would get sick sometimes. And the daughter called her a germaphobe. So the grandmother's trying to, like, the grandmother's saying, like, or that you should feel grateful that you get to watch your granddaughter, like, so she got punished in multiple ways for trying to set a boundary of, like, oh my God, I love to watch my grandchild. I love her so much. Like, this is the best thing. I love it. But unfortunately, I'm at a advanced age to where I'm very susceptible to getting sick. And I just need to set a boundary that when she's sick, that, and then the other thing, the other like hand slap for this grandmother was like, fine, I'll put her in daycare all the time. So everything that you need to know about a relationship, it comes right after your boundary or the word no. And I mean, what I'm saying is, like, again, you intuitively know this already. Otherwise, you wouldn't be fawning so hard, people pleasing so hard, because it's hard to face what the relationship is when you stop doing that stuff. But it's also, fear of the punishment. And like this woman, her daughter could take away access to the grandkids. So you feel like controlled, beholden, emotionally blackmailed to do the thing because you don't want the consequence. It makes sense. And it is brutal, brutal to face this information. It is brutal to face, oh shit, I'm going to be punished if I set a boundary. I'm going to be punished if I express a concern. And so, I mean, it's a great way to like hand slap and keep us in line. But again, this is something that you actually already know. Everything that you need to know about the health of your relationship or the greatness of your relationship happens after you say no. And that is the no test. And it's like, now when it happens, I'm like, oh, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that. And then I get punished. I'm like, I see you. Unfortunately, you didn't pass. And again, just asterisk, I'm not actually playing games with people. I'm just having a situation in my life where I have to say no, or I'm explaining this to a client after they said no, and it really hurts the consequence that they got after that. And, obviously one of the things that I'm doing, as a recovering fawn is saying no more, because according to Pete Walker, the word no gets extinguished in toddlerhood. And so the fact that we have the audacity to use it now, first of all, is groundbreaking. But it is I mean, the word no is a fucking sorting hat. And I'm only interested, in people. Okay, like I'm only interested in people going to Hogwarts. Like it's a sorting hat for a muggle, actually. Like it's like, no, thank you for letting me know that I'm going to be punished for no, and I actually am not going to succumb to emotional blackmail anymore. So again, I'm not saying any of this out loud, it's just through my behavior. So I hope that was helpful, but you get to say no. And if you plan to say no to somebody, make sure you get support from a safe person. So when the shit goes down, with the person when you say no is, you can have support because it's really hurtful and hard. It's like I said, it's two hard things. You get punished, or, it's also hard in the sense of, like, you have to look like, "Oh, shit, I thought the relationship was better than this." Again, the appropriate response to no is like, "Oh, no problem. I'll get my breakfast somewhere else," or, "No problem. like, that's the appropriate response to a no. It's like, when somebody in my life tells me no, it's like, first of all, they're telling me more about themselves. Like, it's like, "Oh, you can't do that? That is literally no problem." Like, no, because I'm just fucking rooting for the other person. A friend of mine once used the phrase like, "I'm just a champion of," she told me that I was a champion of her authentic self, and I felt like she was mine as well. And so it's like, that's all I'm out here doing is I just want to be a champion of your authentic self. And if you tell me no and that's your authentic self, I am bowing the fuck down. Like, thank God. Like, and also like, thank you for modeling the word no, because it's really hard to say. So I hope that was helpful. And until next time, love you. Bye.